Hello again folks and welcome back to Let's Play 7th Saga. I'm your host, the game Darius. Last we left off, I had said that we were totally going to find someone and punch the ever-loving crap out of them in the vain hopes that I'm going to survive. Well, it turns out it's going to be Willie. I hear you're quite successful working your way up. You're so confident. Let me see how you deal with me. Be prepared. Oh, the murk, you scum. Alright. Willie. Now I kept on saying this during the last playthrough, but I honestly don't think that these NPCs have much of a thing when it comes to not getting your ass kicked. Like, they will buff themselves up. Okay, that was a lot more damage than I thought it was going to be. They will buff themselves up, and they're always going to be stronger than you. Always. 100%. Like, even Wilmy's freaking fire attacks are going to be considerably stronger than any of your defenses. Hell, remember when I was playing as Esna and my ice attacks did next to nothing? Yeah, that. On top of that, they also have infinite MP, so they can spam the ever-loving crap of whatever attacks they got. So this might end up being just another case of me throwing myself to the wolves over and over again. That is why I bought the topaz before fighting against him, because I didn't want to hate myself. Now, before we do anything further though, I did want to try to find a couple of hidden stuffs that were around here. And by a couple, I mean one hidden stuffs, now that I think about it. If it is where I think it is. I think it's up over here. What a place to leave a shield destroyer. So yeah, that is gonna help exactly none against this guy. So now, Wilmy will always fight me whenever I find him. Now I can't help but wonder whether or not there's a mod of this game that makes it so as when you first beat an opponent, one of these apprentices, they stay dead. That would be a great mod. Maybe that's just me, but I feel like that would be a great mod. Oh yeah, I leveled up, by the way. I used those bottles for in both attack and agility, and a pretty hefty level up at that. That said, I'm gonna need more than just that level up to beat. Because at a certain point, it just becomes a damage race. Because he does that. Come on. If he manages to get off an attack, that's gonna hurt a butt ton. Another fire too. Is this where he's gonna? Yeah, okay. Aha. I would run back to Reblesk and just buy myself a couple of bottles of Protect. In fact, that's not a terrible idea. Except for the fact that it is a terrible idea. Or how many more times I can throw myself at Wilmy and just kind of realize this is a bad idea. Gonna be several times, I think. Of course he uses magic. It's honestly one of the scummiest things I actually hate when it comes to this game. Oh wait, okay. One of the scummiest things I actually hate when it comes to this game is the apprentice fights. In fact, I could have sworn that I had said to myself, hey, Dar, don't do the apprentice fights anymore. Because of bullshit like this, where he does 76 of your HP and health, and you have something like, what, 59? 69. You know what? Yeah, I think I'm going to officially take my stance in saying screw fighting the apprentices. As much as I would love to go about the rest of the game and just constantly fear for my life when it comes to the apprentices, I'm just gonna say no. I ain't gonna fight them no more unless I have to, because plot. God, I had that sour taste in my mouth since fighting with Esna. Why the hell did I not take my own advice of saying, hey, no more of that shit? I have enough problems with the enemies around this area. I mean, when it comes to Valsu, I more or less have to worry about him just constantly healing, in theory. When it comes to literally anyone else, it's simply that they're going to have too high of an attack. Are you crapping me? Okay. My last level up was like 4 additional agility, so I was a little bit surprised about the fact that he dodged out of that. Bottle. Just until I level up again. Another 7-ish fights. Kinda hoping for Android. Kinda weird that I'm hoping for an Android now. Ugh. Would I have taken more damage? I don't recall. But I can face off against much more man-rots and deal with it. In theory. They do a lot of damage, and I'm mostly afraid of the petrification, because that's almost assuredly me gonna be dying right there. That said, most of the times at this moment I can take out androids with only a single fire 2. Most of the time. Sometimes I'll leave them with 1, sometimes I'll leave them with 5. Regardless, one of those situations where I'm like, hey, I should consider using fire 2 more often. This is actually, I don't know. I keep on thinking about how I like to word it when it comes to fantasy worlds like this. Because I love fantasy worlds like this. Kind of like a post-modern apocalypse sort of thing. Where it's so far into the future you can barely even fathom how long ago the past was. And the past just so happens to have been, you know, yet another awesome apocalypse. Kind of like Crystalis. In that same sort of fashion. But at the same time, I like that this isn't a high fantasy sort of world, if you understand what I'm saying. Like, magic's here. There's magic. There's, you know, goblins and demons and whatnot. But it's not like the entirety of the world is centered around magic. Yes, people have magic. But it's not necessarily, you know, oh, I have a genie and it grants me like 50 billion wishes and... I don't know. I'm weird when it comes to fantasy settings like that. Like, I love my fantasy settings. I love, you know, dipping into the Forgotten Realms. But anything that's like cataclysmic sort of levels of magic like that is just, eh. 642. Well, at least I learned Ice 2. I learned Blizzard, so that should actually help me out a lot more with just spreading around the damage as necessary. Am I going to be able to take on this guy? Yes. Oh, balls. I really gotta start buying potion 2s. At this point, I can definitely say I need to level up for a little bit more. Because I don't think I'm gonna be able to try to find the lost civilizations with my level as low as it is. I am going to get pummeled in the next dungeon. Oh god, I'm gonna get pummeled in the next dungeon. And Red Python is going to be a pain in the butt. I know I'm talking a lot, like, you know, a lot of you have probably already seen me play 7th Saga before, but I've had at least 2 other playthroughs of this. So if you don't want me talking like you haven't seen, if you have seen the game, then I suggest at least going and watching one of those 2 playthroughs. I didn't have a clever name for Lejes because I don't have a clever name for Lejes. There's Esna. And again, I am officially, putting my foot down and saying no. I ain't gonna fight apprentices anymore. Those are just not fun. Rumor says Brantu, a historian, found the entrance to Melinam. Of course, someone's talking on my Facebook. And no, not my Facebook on my computer, my Facebook on my phone. Sending photos and whatnot. It was a deserted town until the ruins of Melinam became a sensation. Now we have many people visiting the town from the continent. Oh yeah, that was a thing. 1 second, let's see if I can. Did you come to Zellis to look for a fortune? Yes, but no, but maybe, possibly. So you essentially have to use the map outside. Oh. Item map. Now, what's kind of silly is that it was talking like, hey, people come from the continent. I'm assuming that they mean the northern northern half of the continent, because we're on one continent. Doesn't make any sense otherwise. So, Zellis. I know I'm bouncing all over the place here, but this is Zellis. It's a lovely little place. I want to check out the item shops. Nope. Hello, large selection of weaponry. 2,600 gold for the knitter sword. I'm going to assume that means nature. Gods. And that will drop my... I don't know if there's any actual point to having... getting a cane. Staff, whatever. Sup, Lux. Silk X3. That will increase by 5. That will actually be worth it. A cringe shield. I got... how much would it be to... Okay, yeah, it's... 1,600. Yeah, I'll still need to pay out the wazoo. No one else is here? Go to the item shop. Welcome to our store. Do you have... You don't. But you do have mirrors. I'm probably going to want a couple of those. Just cuz. Paranoia. Paranoia. Everything's coming to kill me. There's another random, Tetsujin. I'll be a millionaire when I find Melinam. Great treasures hidden there and I'll get it. That's great. Excuse me while I steal your wind ball. Which does allow you to move between towns. And I think I remember seeing the wind ball in the item shop over here. I don't remember clearly, but I think you'll find the answer you are looking for in Melinam. Thanks, random Tetsujin. There are about 30 Tetsujin in the world. I envy Tetsujin for their immortality. I wish I were a Tetsujin. So, fun fact, and something that I only realized really recently now that I think about it. Or not. Did I say it before? Essentially, Tetsujin means Iron Man, by the way. So, that's pretty much it. Hey, Olvin. That's another guy I really don't want to mess with. Will you buy me a topaz when you find the treasure of Melinam? Give me a topaz, I'll tell you a secret. Yeah, no. I'll be the greatest scholar when I learn why Melinam vanished, rather. Are you also trying to find Melinam? I've heard of the runes before. They're supposed to give their owner great power. Great magical power. But with great power comes good... Yeah. I hear there's a great treasure with mysterious power called the Wind Rune in the cave of Melanam. We need that. Now, before we go out, though, we will want to talk to the individual that was in here. Arasna. This nerd. But we're not going to yet, because I'm kind of iffy on the idea of going and getting my ass handed to me over in Melanam right now. Because that would not be a good time. Ah, that is so far off. I could at least buy the armor. I think. If I sell the 2 topaz... Yeah, I should definitely be able to buy it. Maybe. I'll have literally no money afterwards, though. No, not that one. X3. Still need 50 more gold. Yeah, I'll sell the opal. There. Yes, scam artist. I really can't call him that. We actually... I hadn't even gotten the armor from the previous town, so... That silk robe? Yeah, that one. So... I wonder how much I stand the chance. Alright. Before I go to Melanam, I am, however, going to show off, kinda, sort of, one other place about the thing over here that people probably use a lot when grinding, and that is called the Peninsula of Power. Really was hoping that I could get away from that, but alright. You son of a gun. It's called that because, in theory, you could power level. It works kind of like the Peninsula of Power that you find in the very first Final Fantasy game. There's just this particular part of the map that is in such a location where the monster spawns are from a stronger area, or rather, not so much from a stronger area, but a different area. And you can actually encounter some pretty gnarly monsters there. I'm going to try to show that off before the end of this episode. Assuming the despair doesn't get to me. Despair might get to me. Run! Nope. Okay. It'll be a touch harder than I thought it was going to be. God damn it. I should have leveled up some more between episodes. But hey, at least we're in Bonro now, so... Not Bonro. Zellis. Where we can talk to the nerd dude and be all like, hey, nerd dude. We're going to Melanam. But, at the least too, I am at the point where the androids are far less of a threat. I think that's partially because of the agility and power seeds that I eaten. Because both of those... Again, I had done the whole save load thing until they both gave me 4 apiece, but regardless... Like, at the point where you find the seeds, you really, really do want to just take the additional time to get those additional points. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's kind of like in Brain Lord. It's the same thing with the seeds in there. There was nothing stopping you from doing so besides patience. And it actually took me only a little while in order to get those seeds to give me the 4 in both that I need. In fact, I had to use the power one. Got 4, quickly saved, got another 4. So that was a relatively good thing. Oh yeah, a really important lesson when it comes to the magic. It's seems like it completely ignores defense. So, well, let's use Bottle of Fire here. Why not? It's just kind of been sitting in my inventory. But yeah, magic just seems to completely ignore defense. Whether or not the creature is defending, whether or not you're defending. I should have bought a magic mirror. Oh god, I only got 2 potions. I'm gonna need to level up. Ow. That's gonna be pretty much my quote throughout the entirety of this game, by the way. I'm gonna need to level up. And in this particular case, I want to say that I should probably level up till at least 14, 15. Because no matter how you split it... Oh, god damn. I'm out of magic. Or, not out of magic, out of healing. I just want to show the fine people the Peninsula power. No! No! Go away! So I'm gonna go ahead and call an episode here. When we return, I will have leveled up at least thrice, maybe a fourth time for good measure. It's just one of those things you can't avoid in 7th Saga. Even a modded version where it's like, oh hey, your character is actually stronger as you level up. It's unavoidable. So thank you all so very much for watching, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Take care. Cheers.